Do you know what
recording in
they've
progress.
done? Even on
What?
full screen, they've pushed all of your go live and record buttons under more.
Oh,
Under the
gross.
three dots. You don't even get a button. Stupid AI software. What if I can trace on what happened? Oh, I suppose I should hold things up. Hang on. Why did I tape my fingers? Welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. We're two friends in fiber who knit, craft, crochet, and tuck everything in between. My name is Jocelyn, and my co-host is
Diana.
I'm told it's episode 340 something.
342. We just went over this.
Just did this. I subtracted 100 episodes. Apparently,
We're doing great.
We're not allowed to have this number episode today. Okay, we're gonna do a recorded episode because it's what we try to do.
That in a hot minute.
It's not my fault. It's totally my fault. All right. Well, Diana, lets everyone know what we're going to cover this week. I'm going to sip some tea because
We've got what's in our cup. I'm realizing we forgot to do actually show notes, but that's okay. So it's fine. But we definitely got what's in our cup. I have a cool thread, and I'm sure we worked on something.
And we absolutely have worked on something.
So we've got at least that much. Oh, and wool gathering, of course.
Look, it's the seasonal mug in season.
The seasonal mug is in season.
For everybody who might be new, I drink out of the Nightmare Before Christmas mug all year round. This was a most excellent gift because this was a gift to me from one of our followers. Gave me this, and I freaking adore it to bits because my love of Nightmare Before Christmas cannot be verbalized enough. Cannot be verbalized enough. So I'm enjoying a bit of English breakfast. Why English breakfast? I'm out of sugar, so I need honey to sweeten my tea, and herbal teas with honey taste weird.
I actually prefer, if I have to have honey in my tea, I would prefer a herbal tea to a black tea, unless it's chai.
No, see, for me, it's got to be like a classic English breakfast, not an orange pea coke. I could do like an English breakfast, Irish breakfast, black. The crisp autumn morning, also okay. It
always
with
tastes
honey.
Weird to me. If it's sufficiently flavored, the tea, then honey's okay.
I can't do mint and honey. I can't do mint and honey. That's weird.
Nope, that's not the color I want to be using right now. But it's great. So, I'm trying to do chart work knitting while we record. This is gonna go so good.
I am resting my hand from the brace and tape, so I am not doing anything because it is not supported right now. If anybody caught the live last week, I injured myself for fun, I guess.
And profit?
And I have at least 8 more days as of recording until I'm allowed to attempt knitting and crochet. Note the word attempt in there. I still cannot hold my phone in my right hand.
That's a long time.
It's at least 2 weeks. I'm hopeful, and I'm saying it's just 2 weeks. Positive affirmation. It only takes me 2 weeks to get better, and I can start knit and crochet next Monday.
Positive
vibes.
Positive vibes.
So that's what I'm doing. So I don't have a ton of projects. What are you drinking? Oh, right, you said coffee at 4 p.m.
Yeah, it's nearly 4 p.m. and I this is my coffee. Like, I make myself a cup of coffee in the morning. And that usually ends up being around 11. So this is just very old coffee that I'm just still drinking.
Oh, man.
It's the Nightmare Hippie Girl blend from Smile Tiger Coffee in Kitchener.
Oh, I always want to try that blend. It sounds good.
It is good. It's like a robust sort of medium roast.
Yeah.
So it's not like light and fruity, but it's also not like dark and put hair on your chest kind of thing.
The mysterious Mr. B likes a good medium roast.
It's a good roast.
I like super dark, put hair on your chest, the coffee spoon stands up straight coffee. They're very different types of coffee.
Yes. I thought I liked that kind of coffee for a while, and then I realized that I was just trying to like show off
Yeah.
And that I actually like the medium to light roast.
Absolutely nothing wrong with a medium to light roast coffee. It is a perfectly wonderful
Not
cup of
that I'm going to
coffee.
turn my nose up at a dark roast.
I
It's also that
tend
I
to
drink my
prefer.
coffee black.
I always have a bit of sugar in my coffee. I put a little bit of sugar in everything. Let's be honest, guys. I'm sweetening my personality profile artificially, and I'm happy to do so. Uh, happy to do so. No, I just it's fine. But like we're reverse for teas. So like he will leave his English breakfast or Irish breakfast or like insert black tea here, tea bag or loose tea in a tea bag in his teacup the entire time he drinks it after accidentally leaving it on the counter for 20 minutes and having to warm it up again. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot have a tannery in my mouth. And like your husband bought a tannery tea where it tasted like shoe leather.
I also like that tea, so
Hey, I sipped it, I tried it, and I went, not for me. It is not a taste profile I am super fond of, but it
that's
was a punch in your
legitimate.
face. And that was fair.
It is, yeah. Lapsang
And
Souchong.
yeah, it's
That's
just I can't I don't I'm also particularly like about red teas and stuff, like red teas and chais. I'm really finicky on the spices, on what I happy with and what I'm like, it's fine, but it's not something I'm gonna go for.
hmm.
So it's fine. But it amuses me that he's a medium roast coffee. I'm a dark coffee. Essentially I'm a medium roast tea drinker, and he's a dark roast tea drinker. What do you think about it?
Okay,
Because he also doesn't
I
put
can see
sugar.
that.
He doesn't put sugar in his tea or coffee. He just drinks a pint.
Yeah.
Irish
Oh, squeak. Oh.
squeak.
Oh,
Anyway, the whole reason was
squeak.
is because I'm out of white granulated sugar and I need honey, and I prefer honey with dark teas.
I'm drinking this coffee because this is what came in the subscription box this time.
You know,
It's the
things I
kind of
would
coffee
love
that
to
showed up
get.
on my doorstep.
Things I would love to get as a subscription box. Coffee is on that list. Coffee's. If I could do more than one yarn club a year, also would be on my list. What would I do with that much yarn? That's not the point of the conversation. The point of the conversation is if I could, I would.
Yes.
That's
That is a problem for later, Jocelyn, figuring out what to do with all of the glorious, glorious yarn.
yes. Yes, but it's like double the presents every month. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? It would be
Well, yeah.
crazy not to. It would be crazy not to. All right. We have some cool threads. I actually went out earlier today and secured myself some
The coziest
Manitoba
looking winter boots.
some Manitoba muckluck winter boots. Now you can Google Manitoba mucklucks. It's a big store. They do stuff everywhere, and they sell it like just. I have a pair of gorgeous indigenous designed, shearling lined, soft suede leather winter boots with pom poms and fur on the outside, and Métis style beadwork on the foot of the muckluck, and I Métis, so this was a bonus for me. And uh they flex fully. They have rubber grippies on the bottom, and even better, I didn't have a squished foot in my size wearing thick wool socks, which I took and put on my feet before I put my feet in the mucklucks today.
Smart. I never remembered to do that.
I have fancy new winter boots, and I'm very excited. Next goal, save up so I can buy a pair of their ballet flat summer unlined moccasins to wear outside and stuff, because oh my god, they're comfortable shoes.
I need some slippers because despite the fact that my top half is wearing a long sleeve shirt and a sweater,
Mhm.
and I had the sleeves rolled up because my top half is hot. My
Yes.
feet are bricks of ice.
You need the shearling lined inside house slippers.
I do. I
You do.
really do.
You really do. I think it's
It's a
time.
problem.
It's time.
Going to
I just want to go.
invest in
It is
some like
time. Insert Lion King music for Circle of Life here.
because I think moccasin house slippers and I immediately think like grandparent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it is time.
Yeah.
I'm entering my grandparent era at 32.
It's like you might be a few decades early, but Eh,
I'm getting a head start.
it'll be fine. I did, however, I was wearing my Mallow cardigan. Guys, it's 14 degrees outside. It's flipping end of October. My brain is so angry. It's fine. I wore my Mallow
Maybe it is
cardigan
7
and
degrees over here.
capris. Mallow cardigan and capris. It was that warm. Almost too warm for the Mallow cardigan. But I had a lady stop and ask me about my cardigan, and nobody ever stops to ask me about the Mallow cardigan. It's got that beautiful lace panel in the back. Nobody asks me about it till today.
Hmm.
And that's one of my most commonly worn cardigans. So I was
Just
delighted.
asking about like where'd you get it?
If I made it. Like the lady
Oh,
came up and asked me if I had made it, and I was like, did you make this cardigan?" I'm like, I have to look down and remember what cardigan I put on this morning. And yes, I did make this one. She got the name of the pattern and who it was by from me because she's a knitter and she was gonna do it. That was just nice. It was just, oh yeah, that's the kind of,
that's
it's why
great
knitters
thing.
wear knits in public, because we want to interact with people.
Yes, we want to find others of our kind.
We do want to find our tribe while we're out in public. So I wore my Mallow cardigan. There's a reason why I'm making a second one slowly. It is because it is my go-to cardigan. I wear it almost enough that I don't want to talk about it because it's like talking about socks.
Well,
And
hang
in the
on, I am going to
wintertime,
talk about socks.
it's the same with like the Moonbow cardigan in the wintertime. I'm like, do I really want to say I wore it out twice this week? It went to the garbage can out the back of the building.
It
Technically,
counts.
it's a cool thread and it counts, but also it goes out twice a week from late fall in through early spring to go to the garbage can. It's not like it's going far. Oh, won't that be a treat? My long skirts, my mukluks, and my moonbow collection. I'm going to be so fashionable.
The most fashionable.
Okay. That's it. That's fine. It's cool. What did you wear this week? Was it not the dinosaur sweater?
It actually wasn't a sweater that I wore this week.
Oh,
I was in fact going to talk about socks because of where I wore the socks to.
okay. Where did you wear the socks to?
I went to a chair dancing class on Friday. So like pole dancing, but like with a chair. So you're
Chair?
like being all sexy and like posing and like walking around the chair and stuff.
Yes.
And I tried to wear heels and I very quickly ditched that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I was wearing hand knit socks. So my hand knit socks got to feature very prominently as I waved my toes sexily in the air in the middle of class, which I found deeply amusing
Okay.
myself.
There's a whole there.
And
I have so many questions. I have so many questions about your private life now.
why? What? What questions? What questions?
Is this the same chair dancing class where you discovered your hips aren't as strong as you thought they were?
Also, yes.
Also, yes. Okay, good.
I discovered that while I was holding my hand knit sockhead toes in the air.
Okay, good,
Oh,
good.
wow, this is hard work. This is also the same class where I rolled sexily incorrectly and bruised my
Yes.
ankle quite thoroughly.
Yes, I remember you telling us yesterday that you're pretty sure that you wouldn't injure yourself if you didn't try to do things sexily.
You know, I go through my life uninjured for the most part until I try to move in new and sexy ways and fail.
Fair, fair. I fail at basic life when it comes to injuring myself. So take
I
the
managed
grace.
to not bash my head on the chair while doing a hair whip. So,
Hey, nice.
and I also, my hair is short enough now that it doesn't get stuck in things when I whip it around. Because several years ago at a heels class
Yeah.
that had a much lower ceiling because it was in a basement with a drop ceiling, I did a hair whip and got my hair stuck in the ceiling. Which that was a minute.
I mean, I shouldn't laugh. I literally got my hair caught in a hanger this morning, but I'm gonna anyway.
But I'm gonna laugh at you. I've never got my hair caught in a hanger.
I had it. Okay, so
Doorknobs.
I have an over the door coat hanging thing in the bedroom, so I can hang my house coat or like a house sweater, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple empty hangers that had to come back here because the only two closets in the apartment are in this room, but I don't use this room as a bedroom. So I hung them up on the corner on one of the coat rack hangers till I wandered back here later today, right? I wandered too close
Mhm.
and I can't see a clear plastic hanger hanging on a coat thingy.
Oh, I see.
And I had my hair up in a bun and I was wandering around and I was getting ready because Erin was here and we were gonna go get the winter boots and it got
Mhm.
stuck. She had to rescue me. She had to help me get untangled from my hangers. Yep.
See, this is the moments where you should pause and make a TikTok or something.
These are the moments where I need to start just take a photo and just go, all right. Here's a Jocelyn moment for everybody. It's like, your countertop's really clean today. That's because I overfilled my water yesterday and had to take everything off the countertop and corral the lake I created.
Hmm. You know,
Life. Life.
sometimes it happens.
Okay, there's not a ton of projects. I have two things I actually worked on because again, I'm injured and recovering. So I have like one
I
thing
have
that's
two
like so
things that I
small.
can
Why am
actually
I
talk
even
about.
like why am I even talking about this?
There's too
And
much
a little
secret
bit of
knitting going on between like the MKAL, the craft off, and
hmm
the advent
hmm
calendar.
hmm hmm
So I only have two things I can actually talk about.
What the worst part is? My check-in with Louise is the Thursday after next Monday. So whatever it is I have done, I have done. And if I'm lucky and I can pick out my crochet hook to finish my niece's dragon or start my niece's dragon, I will have exactly Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday to do that.
Oh dear. Well,
And
but you got injured though, so
not many
like
additional days
that's
after
a
that till our check-in.
solid injury is a solid reason not to have completed something.
So whatever you guys see is, I mean, ideally not just what I worked on before I got injured, but ideally like it's I have a couple of extra days to do stuff with, but we will find out shortly. Because usually it's like the end of the month, I sort of like I invest more time into those secret projects at the end of the month. Because I feel like I have
Hmm.
tons of time at the start of the month and I never do.
Yeah, yeah. I want to try a thing. It's supposed to be a productivity thing where instead of making like a to-do list, you put your to-do list on your calendar as blocks of time. And so I'm wondering if it would be a really interesting exercise for like how long I think a project is going to take, and I block out like that amount of time to have the project done by whenever I want it to be done, and then I see if that's like actually accurate.
That'd be a really
Does that
good
make sense?
experiment. Yeah, so that you have a better grasp of how your time gets used. I think that's a great idea.
And then it's like when you sit down to craft, A, you have dedicated crafting time. B, when you sit down to craft, you know what you're working on and you're not getting lost in castonitis
That's a problem for me. I do enjoy
or
castonitis. I don't know
falling
if
down a
that's gonna
Ravelry rabbit hole
is
or
that gonna
whatever.
focus if I cover my head? Does that focus?
Yeah, it's all right.
This is what was on my drop spindle from my shiny bat. Well, bats. I've got more than one. From Aaron. Hang on, let me grab it. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. Mother fudge buckets.
Don't do that.
I wanted to clear off my drop spindle because I got this cute little circular top drop spindle.
Hmm.
And I'm continuing the make art yarn. So if everybody remembers from last week, I still have it in here. I finished this cute little art yarn. So we're moving on to the next art yarn. So I've got two bats because I have never spun from a bat before, so I wanted to try that. From Erin of Fiery Fiber Co. This should not shock anybody. I love her yarn. I love her bats. I love her everything because she just does beautiful colors and I love them.
She's our supplier.
I feel like it. I really do. She's got new yarn bases coming out next year. Yes, I've already been
Well,
able to touch and squish a couple of them because I'm
oh, I'm just
special.
jealous. See, I'm really jealous that you live so close.
Fair. So this is the last of the first bat. So I've spun about half of 50 grams. So I wound it off and I can hold fiber in my right hand and it doesn't hurt. And I can hold the weight of the drop spindle in my hand and it doesn't hurt. So I'm going to try doing some spinning. I was gonna do some yesterday, and I spent most of the day sleeping because I don't handle pain medication very well. And by very well, I mean the poor Patreon members on Eat It yesterday had a very drunk Jocelyn to deal with. One regular,
You
one regular painkiller the night before leaves me
did
loopy
sound a
at two
little
o'clock the next day.
something.
Regular strength, people. These aren't even extra strength over the counter like Advil. It's like a regular Advil. It's not Advil. I can't take Advil. It's got corn in it. But that was an anti-inflammatory painkiller. So that's my life. I skipped the painkiller last night, so my right hand hurts like a mofo, but I am more awake. That is my trade-off. So I'm hoping I don't just ply off or like wind off onto a bobbin. I'd like to actually get the next 50 grams spun this week.
Dropped a needle, like almost dropped a bunch of stitches. We're good. We're
good. Half of 50 grams on a drop spindle seems like an achievable goal for the week, where I can do a bit of spinning, rest, do a bit of spinning, rest. There's lots of rest periods right now in my day. The volume of cheesy Charts. Public access free romance novels I'm consuming right now. Oy vey. Some very unflattering reviews I've been writing. But that's my first thing. The only other thing I have is a bit of hand sewing that I did.
All right, let me finish that. Okay, I can put that down. I'll talk first about the thing that I'm not actively working on as we record.
Sure.
Which is the Haunted House MKAL by Telly Bean Knits.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so
I don't think
mad.
This is spoilers anymore because it was supposed to be done on the 13th. Yeah. And I'm just into clue 6 of 13.
It looks so good though. I want to be working on mine so much.
We got spiders, we got baubles, we got cables making cauldrons, we got some broomsticks, which are a little bit lost in the mottled green, and then I finished the bats, which are also a little bit muddied because the yellow color that I'm using
has a bit of black
has little micro stripes of the same black.
Yeah, that's fine. It still looks good.
It looks fine. You can still tell that they're bats. It's just a little bit, there's like a little bit of like extra static noise, which is fine.
Not the end of the world.
And then the one that I've just started is combining color 1, which is this crazy bright green, and then the black with a little bit of red in it from the bauble section.
Okay, yeah.
Combining that in some color work for some kind of eyeball sort of looking things.
Ooh.
So I'm about not quite halfway through. I guess I have another clue and a half before I'm halfway through. But they're very nice, achievable little clues.
Yeah, like so that doesn't look
because been able to keep up with it because I would, in a perfect world, I would not have had to be knitting my dad's socks in a panic, and I would have been able to work on this.
Fair. I knew I was going to be behind because I started a few days late, but I wanted to be done at this point because I only started like 3-4 days late. So I'm a little annoyed at myself. I mean, it's not that I won't wear it when it's not Halloween.
But I'm now officially joined in the round.
Ooh.
So it's gonna sit like this, and there's gonna be, reasonably long actually. If
she calls them shawl shaped cowls. I love the shape. I love the shape. So I'm terribly excited to try out the shape and see if.
Oh, and I got these. As I'm remembering, I got these
piled on your head.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I got little llama stitch markers, alpaca stitch markers, or not stitch markers, needle things.
Needle minders.
Yes, the things you stick on the end of your needles.
Why do you have alpaca ones? I mean, not that they're stinking adorable, because they really are, but why alpaca?
Because alpacas are cute.
Fair.
I got these as a gift from my friend. I went to Windsor on Thursday. Yeah, I went for a road trip to Windsor on Thursday, which was a nice 3-hour drive. 4 because I stopped for, coffee and stuff on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was taking her oath of Canadian citizenship. So I got to
right.
witness some patriotic bureaucracy, which was, I want to say it was like beautiful or something, but honestly, it was actually really boring. I sat there and knit bats and witnessed.
It's important to witness those
It is
things.
important, and it was significant for her. So I just had to sit there and not laugh as she tried to say the oath in French.
The other thing that I was working on, I'm going to show you a thing. So I pinned together the side seams for this green skirt I want to make.
Oh, it's going to be pretty. What kind of skirt? Is it like a circle skirt or like
it's a half circle skirt?
Half circle skirt.
So, because when you're hand sewing, you want to secure the hand sewing to help with tension. And I have discovered that if I pin it properly, so pin whatever you're sewing to a pillow, I can then pull on the fabric just that touch for tension. And I sew with my left hand, so I can hand sew, so I can do running back stitches and back stitches, which I need to practice anyway, which is why we're hand sewing side seams of skirts and stuff, because you don't see the seam. My stitches don't have to be amazing, and I can work on getting better technique.
Yeah.
I can do that, and then the only thing my right hand is doing is holding the fabric where it's supposed to be, but I'm not tensioning anything with it using my fingers. I'm tensioning by having my hand in the fabric, and then I clamp onto the fabric with my thumb. Which is usable. I didn't injure my thumb, I injured my hand. It also means that my fabric's just far enough away from the pillow that I'm not sewing it to the pillow. Something else I've also done.
Important. Also very important.
This was what I wanted to be working on today. However, I'm going to show you a photo.
Okay.
I made saucy black beans. So basically black beans and sofrito. So it's an aromatic combination of onions and garlic, sauteed in onion, with a can of diced tomatoes and black beans. That's it. Really that's the whole thing. It's amazing. I love making it. It also goes really good in breakfast bowls. So I set out my project that I was going to sew on. Chopped potatoes, which that's an interesting task these days. Set the potatoes on the stovetop to have some nice pan-fried patatas. Heated up my black beans and tofu scramble that I had in the fridge, had a bowl. Turned around, came back to sit on the couch, and guess who had decided she was going to sit on my skirt?
Just right on there.
Just right on the skirt.
Delightful. Very helpful.
For everybody who listens and doesn't watch, my very fat cat is lying on my red couch on top of my orange skirt. So I did not finish my waistband running back stitch on my orange skirt, which was what I was supposed to be finishing this morning. And then I couldn't finish it later this morning because I had to, oh, that hurt. I had to, don't do that. I had to go buy winter boots. So I need to finish my waistband seam for this. Now, admittedly, I just did the first step of the waistband. So I cut out my waistband, and I ended up doing it in 2 pieces because I wanted the most skirt possible. And piecing is period, and I'm fine with that. So I had the waistband pieces all connected, just 2. And I pinned the right side of the skirt and the right side of the waistband together so that I could sew the right sides together. So the wrong sides on the outside. Because then you flip it over.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you have your casing piece. So I'm doing the running back stitch on the waistband. More back stitch than running back stitch, if I'm honest about it. I use more back stitches in there than running stitches. Because it holds the weight, so I want it secure. So I need to finish it, fold it, iron it down so I got nice crispy crisp lines. But it means then on the inside of the skirt, I can fold up my hem on the inside, and I can just do a nice small whip stitch, and you'll never see the stitches on the outside of the skirt. Ooh, someone's calling me. So the idea is when I finish the fold and do the whip stitches down and then elastic waistband in, because I'm lazy and that's what I want to do, you won't see any stitches on the top anywhere.
Okay. As we've been recording, I have been working on the aMAZEing cowl by Wyvern Designs, Wyvern Knits, Wyvern Knits.
I'm so
Wyvern
glad you
Knits.
only have two projects to talk about and podcast
I
regularly.
know.
So
Something
you remember
about
things like the designer's name.
like Telly Bean sticks in my head because it's cute.
Okay, fair.
Wyvern Knits is cool,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't stick as well because it's not as cute.
Okay, okay. You could be on like your last series of charts though, aren't you? Like you're only doing 4 chart repeats?
5. I double checked. I'm doing 5 chart
5, okay.
repeats, and I
5
am
chart.
2 rows from being done my 4th.
Ooh, hey, you're making good progress.
So I only have like 18, 12
I
rows
really need to make that
plus
cowl.
2. Hang on, 12 rows plus 2 is 14 rows plus ribbing on the top.
Yeah. I really
So
need
if
to
I
make
did
that
not
cowl.
have 3 hours of dance class tonight, I could totally finish this.
That's fair. I just
It's
love
not
how
chair
that
dancing.
looks.
It's
Not
swing
chair dancing?
dancing,
Swing dancing? I was like, are you sure? I
which
don't know
I'm
if your
much more
hips.
capable of.
I think your hips are ready for more chair
Well, also I'm
dancing.
not trying to be sexy with the swing dancing because I'm doing the lead role, the leader role versus the follow role because it's a partner dance. So I'm doing the leader versus the follow.
So yeah, that's
Leader
not
being the traditionally male
male
role. So
role.
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be. I'm there to hold my partner up and make her look good.
Excellent. As one
Like
should.
literally, there's a move where I like literally hold her up. So I
Working
just
on your
have to
upper
not
body?
drop her and everything's fine.
As I recommended when you're doing the leader role in swing dancing, don't drop your partner.
Don't drop it. I have been
Don't drop
dropped
your
and
partner.
I'm trying so hard not to drop my partner.
Don't do it. It hurts.
I'm
It
ever
hurts.
so slightly taller, so it's okay.
It helps. Okay, good. But yeah, no, I like how that cowl turned. I need to make one of those.
Yeah, so
I need to
it's
make one of
looking
those.
so good.
I just love the
And
idea
like
that
it's
she did so much work for those charts that it doesn't matter that you're dice rolling. They
yeah.
work.
And
Oh,
there's different sizes too. So like the charts work for um 2 different sizes. There's like a small width and a larger width. This is the
I,
larger width.
I would totally do the larger width.
Yeah, so there's like a child size and adult size basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they all line up on the edges
Yeah, that just looks so good. Though I
and
won't
it's
lie,
mosaic, so you don't actually have to manage 2 colors at once.
no, because mosaic slip stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
totally need to do
I'm
it. I need
absolutely
to do
loving
it.
this.
Okay. I need to
And
make
it's
one. Is that DK or
honestly,
worsted?
this is DK. I'm using
Okay.
Fireweed Fiber Co. Wood Lily, the tweed. So
Ooh,
it's the
yeah.
dark color is Bad Romance, which is the purple with little speckles of pink and blue. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
let's focus. And then the lighter color is Do You Love My Insides, which is the from the Buffy Club this year,
Yeah.
which is a lighter, like very lilac kind of purple with little speckles of darker purple.
I absolutely could find 2 skeins of DK tweed in my stash with a strong enough contrast to make one.
Yeah, so like it's because they're both purples and it's tweed and they have similar colors in them, it's more muted.
That's fine.
So this is going to be like a really nice kind of everyday deal.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely make it super high contrast. You could do like black and white and it would be
yeah, absolutely.
like really, you could make it really statement that way. And of course, there's rolls for adding all kinds of beads if you want. I didn't have beads, otherwise I'd be doing beads.
I'm not a bead in my knitting kind of person. It looks great, but I have no interest in doing it, so.
I'm going to do one with beads at some point.
Okay.
But yeah, so some of these might get made for Christmas presents, honestly, because it's such a fast knit. Except if I'm making them for gifts, I'm probably just going to pick one chart and do that the whole way through.
Yeah, rather than flipping charts, no, that would make way more sense.
Because a non-knitter is probably not going to notice.
No. Oh, okay, no,
Yeah,
I need to make one of those.
After my 14 more rows of chart work, I just have however many, I think like 6 or 8 rows of twisted rib and then it's done.
I
So
know,
like if I didn't have dance tonight, I would finish.
that's crazy. Okay, yeah, no, I think that's a wonderful idea. Okay, no, I need to make one. I'm sold.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure when you bought it
100%
and we
recommend.
started, but I'm sold
Yeah.
now. I need to make one.
It's the aMAZEing dice cowl by Wyvern Knits. So good. Highly recommend.
Excellent. All right, perfect.
And I finally got to use chart B. I hadn't rolled chart B a single time. So on this round, this time I finally rolled a chart B. So I've now used all of the charts at least once.
Good.
There's a lot of C's and D's.
Yes.
But only one instance of A, E, and B.
Whatever works.
You know, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine? Okay.
It's fine.
Oh, I want to knit so bad.
But you're spinning and sewing.
I am spinning and sewing, so it's not like I haven't stopped crafting. It's just because
crafting.
I'm not allowed to, which is what's bugging me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
I understand. Yeah. All right. Let's do a word. I gave you the word.
Yes. Literature.
Yes. So we could do an unscripted Patreon ad.
Unscripted Patreon ad with the word literature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why do I want to start with Once Upon a Time? Because we're talking about literature. Once upon a time, there was a podcast. And if you wanted to support this podcast, you would be able to go to patreon.com/northernknitspodcast. And for any level of support, you would get access to our patron-only Discord server, where we are active at all hours of the day and the night, talking about all manner of yarn and crochet and knitting and sewing, food, and even literature. It's really great that we talk about so many things in that Discord, because I can work in pretty much any word as something we talk about.
It helps.
It's true.
It helps. It's one of those once upon a time fairy tale themes. I don't know where your brain got that quotient from, but
I don't know. It just, my brain just wanted to go once upon a time. So we'll just roll with it. We'll roll with it. Once upon a time.
Stick with the fairy tale themes. Just as we know everyone has to deal with the occasional dragon or cave trolls, budgets are a real life thing. So if you cannot financially support us, liking, subscribing, and commenting here on YouTube and other social media platforms is a great way to interact with us and show us what you're working on. So we love interacting with everybody, whether in person, here, other forms of media that we all do things on. It's enjoyable. It's a great deal of fun. If you don't know what all of the perks are for Patreon, super fair. You can go check it out and take a look. We're always sort of making tweaks and stuff as we sort of figure out how Patreon's going to work for us and our community so that it makes sense for what we do. So there's always new things happening, as the case may be. As far as admin news and the boring stuff, we are reaching the tail end of the year. So we are currently doing the fall equinox craft with us. So hers is the aMAZEing cowl, and mine is the mushroom bags, the mushroom bucket purse. Which so freaking adorable, because like I got the one that I sewed the window and the door on already. So dang cute.
They are so cute.
I need to finish the sewing, which I might actually try to attempt this week, because the hand sewing and stuff seems to be going pretty okay. The only reason I'm hesitant about it is because the door gets a little awkward to sew onto the bag at some points. So I'm not sure if I'd be able to do that without hurting myself, and I don't want to hurt myself. No. So that's going on. We have some things upcoming into the new year. So on December the 1st, we're going to run our very first Grinch along kind of idea. It's not the official title for it. We'll think of something. It's just December the 1st, we want to have a knit along. And we're going to be doing a librarian themed one, which seems very apt for us. And today's word of the week.
I've got my books in the background now. I changed my angle slightly. There's books.
Oh, lovely. So we're going to do that. Everyone is welcome to join as always. The rules, air quotes, whips are welcome, cast-ons are welcome. The only sort of, if you want to be in theme with it, is a book themed idea. So like the librarian cardigan or the bookish cardigan or a yarn with a book quote name, or however you work it into. Maybe it's a cardigan designed from your memories of the librarians at your local library. Like, we're pretty chill about what qualifies for knit-alongs for us.
Something book themed.
maybe it's an outlandish crochet cardigan that you think librarians should wear because it's a la Mrs. Frizzle style. Like, we're super chill about these sorts of things. So that's going to start on the 1st of December. Diana and I are both doing is it the Librarian? The Librarian by Scandier Knits. Diana's doing the pullover. I'm doing the cardigan. And you're more than welcome to join us if you would like to. Because we do a lot of crafting for other people in December, and I'm a person and I appreciate gifts to myself. So I'm happy to do something for me in the month of December. What else we got coming up? Full on blank. We have our own MKAL. We're celebrating the podcast anniversary this year by hosting a dually designed MKAL called Choose Your Own Adventure. Diana can confirm with you, I've actually started filling in the questionnaire parts for the clues.
I can confirm I actually opened it in a tab to look at it.
I may have poked her about it this week, going, I've actually started doing that part. And you need to put in answers that are you themed because I am not you. I cannot do that for you, which isn't exactly true. I think I did pretty well with the ones I just auto-filled for you. No, that sounds like a Diana answer. She'll correct it.
I have not looked. I literally just opened it in a tab yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
Tomorrow is a work day. Tomorrow's a work day. Tomorrow I work.
Okay. So we'll have the info sheet available for everybody to sign up for the MKAL. It'll start the 1st of January. The length of time is not going to be a super fast MKAL. It's not going to be a super slow one, but it's not going to be a super fast one because neither one of us like super stressful knittings. We have confirmed for public knowledge it is a shawl. It's something we both enjoy knitting. It is not Jocelyn huge. It is like Stephen West, Andrea Mallory huge. Because
well, Jocelyn huge is like just a blanket.
Jocelyn huge is a blanket scarf, which is like half a bed, so like a single size. I will make massive, huge piles of squishy goodness with patterns that you can have up near your face, because I live in a part of the world where -40 is not an unachievable temperature. Where layers and knits.
I live in a part of the world where, when I'm done, this shawl will be suitable as a sweater.
Yes. And that's what I want in my life. But so we have a rough idea of the size. We're not releasing the shape, just the name, and we will have like color pairing options and stuff in the info sheet. So like we'll try to give you guys as much information as we can before the start of it. Erin has made fade colorway sets, so if you want to literally make them out of the exact yarn that we are, there are fade sets that Erin has done for it. Again, Fireweed Fiber Co. And you can save 10% off if you use the Northern Knits 10 code. So there are some options. All right. I think that's it for the moment.
Good.
We've got some lives upcoming, but that's the start of the month, and we have a whole other weekend still. So I'm going to say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.
Don't forget to knit.